Hi, everybody. Back again. This is going to be V2. I didn't preview it, but it's supposed to have fractional and decimal bases. So we'll take a look at the exponents and see how they work out. Hopefully I won't need a calculator, but you might want to have a nice little dollar store calculator handy. 1/4 to the 4th power is a little tough. It's actually going to be 1 over 256. I happen to know that 16 squared, sorry, hang on. 16 squared is equal to 256. And of course, this is the same as 4 to the 4th power. What we're looking at is 1 over 4 to the 4th power, which is 1 over 4 times 1 over 4 times 1 over 4 times 1 over 4. And that is 1 over 256. So I'm going to try that. It says, write your answer as a fraction. So 1 over 256. I don't see a fraction bar, so it's probably okay. All right, let's see what we got next. Might be an easier one, might not be. Oh, that one's not so bad, 4 over 9, because it's 2/3 times 2/3. So it's just 4 over 9. You can multiply it in your head, hopefully. And let's see, what do we get next? It looks like they gave me a hard one to start with. Oh, this one isn't so bad. So hopefully you recognize that 2/3 times itself 4 times is the same as 2 to the 4th, which is 16, over 3 to the 4th, which is 81. One thing to keep in mind is that we know for certain that they have no common factors because this is a prime number and this is a prime number, and they're just multiplied so many times. So it's just 16 over 81. Not so bad. Notice it's really good to memorize some of your little exponents that you want to know. Now, this one's kind of interesting, and it doesn't specify how I should write my answer. Now, this is 2 over 100, 2/100ths if you like. And when you square this, you end up with 4 over 100 squared, which is 10,000. I think I'm going to prefer to move the decimal over 4 places. And here's the reason. I have 0.02 times 0.02. And the 2 times 2 is the 4. And then I'm moving the decimal 4 places because there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm talking about 0.123 with a 4 at the end. That is 4 10,000ths. Same thing. I don't know if you have to put the 0 in front, but I suspect that you do. I've had problems with writing a decimal without the 0 in front, so make sure you do that. All right, let's see what we got next. Okay, so it's going to be 0.0009 because we're talking about 3 squared and we move the decimal 4 places. What else do we have here? 1/2 to the 3rd power. I hope you remember that 2 to the 3rd is 8. This is one that you absolutely want to memorize. 2 times 2 times 2. You're going to really be tempted to put a 6 there, but remember, you're multiplying it times itself. This is, of course, 1/8. And we could write it, it says as a whole number or a fraction. This one's going to be 3/4 to the 3rd power, so that's going to be 27 over 64. Hopefully you can memorize that 3 to the 3rd is 27 and 4 to the 3rd is 64. So 27 over 64. You want to memorize some of these. They're very helpful to know. And when we get into logs and playing with exponents even more, especially fractional exponents. Very important that you memorize these guys. 2 to the 4th is 16. By the way, 2 to the 4th just happens to be equal to 4 squared. This just happens to work. It's not a normal kind of thing that's going to happen very often, but it's kind of cool. Anyway, it does happen to be 1 over 16. Ugly looking fraction if you were to write it as a fraction. 0.0625, not so good. Oh, now this time we have a lot of decimal places. We're talking about 8 decimal places. So I'm going to put 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the 1. That gives you 8 decimal places, doesn't it? Take a look and see. Looks good to me. It's to the 4th power. If you like, you can think of it as 1 over 100, and we're taking it to the 4th power. Quite a few ways to think about it. I like thinking about how many decimal places I moved it. And just remember that that extra 1 at the end is an extra decimal place. So there you go. Let's see what the next one says. 0.6 squared, that's going to be 0.36. Notice that it's 2 decimal places, but I have a 36 when I square the 6. 0.36. Again, I recommend don't forget to put the 0 in front. I think if you just put the decimal, it doesn't like that. And 7/8 is 7/8. If you take it to the 1st power, nothing special there. And it got easier and easier as we went. Oh, okay, so we got 49 over 81. Hopefully you know those. You definitely should know the square of 7 and the square of 9. And this one is going to be moved 4 places. Don't forget that the 7 or the 49 is going to be 2 places. So we have 1, 2, and then the 4, 9. That is going to be 4 decimal places, isn't it? Because the 49 counts as 2 of them. So anyway, let's see, what do we have here? Okay, the 64 counts for 2 of them. So it's 0.0064. There it is. 7/10. So 7/10 to the 4th power is going to be 7. So it's 49 squared. 7 times 7 times 7 times 7. Let's see. It's going to be 49 squared. Trying to think of an easy way to square 49. I guess I could do 50 times 49 and then take away 49 from that. That would be one way to do it. So 49 times 50 is 2450. And then we take away 49. So I'm guessing 2401. Let's take a look. 49 times 49. Yep, 2401. Now that's going to be in the denominator, in the numerator. And then of course we have the 1 with 4 zeros in the denominator. So again, you can't reduce it. If you can't reduce the original, you can't reduce the exponential one because it just doesn't work. You don't get any extra factors. So it's going to be 2401 over the 1 with 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. There it is. Let's see what we get now. 5 over 7 to the 3rd. Now this time, 49 times 7. This is one you want to memorize. It's like 50 times 7, except it's 7 less. So it's 343, isn't it? Oops, 343. So that's 7 cubed. So anyway, we got 125 over 343. Want to memorize those guys if you can. Let's see, what do we got next? 8 over 343. That was nice of him to give me that same exponent, 7 to the 3rd. Good practice. Oh, now it's 7/10 squared, which is 0.49. We only have 2 decimal places. Remember, keep in mind how many decimal places you're talking about. That really helps. Okay, so this time we've got 3 decimal places and we've got a 64. So it's 0.064. That's 3 decimal places. And 4 to the 3rd is 64. And you can grab a calculator and do this, but it's so much easier just to remember them. Nothing changes. 0.91. I don't think that they want a fraction or anything in that one. It doesn't specify. I guess you don't need it. 9.5. Man, keep getting easier. This is nice. I like first powers. Oh, that's 1. Anything to the 0 power is just 1. Don't forget. Anything at all. Doesn't matter. As long as it's in parentheses. 1.2 squared. Well, that's going to be 1.44, isn't it? Because we have 2 decimal places. And it's 144 for 12 squared, but 2 decimal places because it's getting squared. And 18 over 19, nothing special there. Looks good. I like those first powers. Okay, squared. Oh, darn, I don't know 44 squared. But, okay, I am going to do it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 44 times 4. Now that's going to be 176. Now that is getting multiplied by 11 because 11 times 4 is 44, and 11 gives me 1936. I'm using a special multiplication of 11, so I'm just going to double check it. 1936 looks like that's it. Yep, 1936. So 0.1936. 38 squared. Okay. 38 times 38. 24 and 24 is 48, and 8 times 8 is 64, and carry the 6 and the 4 and carry the, I think it's 1044. I'm going to check. I don't know. I probably messed it up. No, I forgot the 4. That's what I had to carry. 1444. There it is. So it's 14.44. Dang, can't multiply today. And 8 over 17 is just 8 over 17. One more. And is it an easy one? Not so easy. 59 squared. I know a special multiplication for that. I take the 25 plus 9, which is 3481. There it is. Special multiplication. I'm just going to multiply it just to make sure, because it is my last one. Yep. 0.3481. And that is it. I hope you guys will try them yourself. Don't grab the calculator unless it's needed, and try and do it without. So use it for a check. Have a good day. Get your 100. Bye, everybody.